I don't know what that did, but hold on just 1 second, folks. Alrighty, sorry about that. Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Seed Griller Stacker sent you an email, by the way. Just saying. Miss Amy Harrell, good morning. Both of you are channel members and moderators. Thank you both very much. Yes, you picked up on that, did you, Seed Griller? The truck is me. The sunflower is for Zoe. Hello, Miss Amy. We've got 8 folks in here. Hello, everyone. As you can see, there is no Bass Man or Mr. Kevin today. Mr. Bass Man is under the weather, and Mr. Kevin has to pick someone up from an important place today. So they will not be joining me, but someone will be joining me shortly. Mr. Bandit Jones, channel member. Thank you very much, sir. Good morning, Tiny, he says. Good morning, Mr. Bandit Jones. What in the world is going on with my stream? Well, I've got the clock back. Why isn't the... Oh, who's this guy?
Hey, morning.
Morning.
I made it.
Mr. Coin Stuff, I like everybody. Let me make this bigger so they can actually see us. There we go. Good morning, sir. Thank you for coming in.
My pleasure, always.
I sent that Seed Griller Stacker guy an email too, but I don't think he wants to be up here with us.
Was he afraid?
I don't know. I tried to get a hold of him. I texted him this morning when I texted you, are you busy this morning? And he never answered me. So I just sent the email. Just, peer pressure. But no, he's not buying it.
Morning,
he was the first one in here. So I was like, I sent you an email, by the way. Just saying. Just trying to, get some folks up here that I've been meaning to get up here and haven't got up here.
Right on.
Hey, hi, how y'all? I'm so glad for me to see you. I got on damn tea from way down about Silver Gator, everybody. Did she go outside?
She cold wet her pee-peed and it's pouring the snow pop off.
Cold, wet, snowing. Girl had to go outside and use a potty in the snow. Marcel's a princess. She hates going to the bathroom in the snow. He's too hard to see, Seed Griller Stacker. We'll see if he's up here. Silver Gator, you'll be able to see him and talk to him. What in the world was that? Oh, well, hi there.
There's Bonnie. She's mooching treats off of me while we're doing the show here. Say hi, Bonnie. You made it. You made it in the big time. Yeah.
What's her name?
Bonnie.
Nice.
West Highland Terrier.
Her needs a treat.
Stop the presses.
Okay, stop the press. I got to get her a treat. See if you can see her here. You can see her peeking. Can you see her peeking?
I tell you, Mr. Pintoff, I would try to trade silver for gold, but the last couple of times I've gone to the shop, it's been so crowded. It's taken over an hour to get through the line. But I think that was my idea last week. Trade some silver in for gold, but hasn't worked out for me yet. I know Seed Griller did. Griller did it, and actually he's done a pretty good deal. So,
Nice. Sea Griller's ignoring us.
well, there
He's
you go.
not. He's not falling for it.
How'd you like those that silver round that I sent you?
Oh, I got to show pictures of that. That's what I got to do.
Basically, I'll tell the folks what I said. I got this silver round. Actually, it was minted in Virginia City at the Marshall Mint that used to be in Virginia City. There you go. Very, very busy design, but it has all, it has miners, silver mine. It's got the Wells Fargo thing on the back. You know, it's got all that stuff.
Who's that guy?
Excellent.
Hello, Greasy Griller Stacker. Hello. Well, he was here, and then he was gone. Offline. He hit the wrong button. He pulled a bass fan.
Yeah.
And it's got the Comstock Historic Commemorative Virginia City, Nevada certificate of authenticity with it.
Yeah,
Why? See, it'll never focus on a phone stuff. It'll focus on anything else. I could put up a half dime here and it'll focus on it, but it won't focus on a big picture. There he is. He's back. Good morning, Sea Griller Stacker.
Good morning, Tiny. Who's that ugly guy next to you?
It's your buddy, not mine. I don't know what you're talking
about.
Hey, bring Bonnie back.
Oh, she'll be back. She, when she wants more treats, she'll be back here, and then I'll get her. Right now, I think she's gonna have to get treats from Mama.
Yeah, I don't blame her. I'd go to Mama too.
So, you're Mr. Pintoff was talking about silver for gold swap. I was telling you did that pretty successfully recently.
Yeah, actually, I did it. A lot of people would have said I did it too soon. I did it when silver first hit 92, and gold was at 46. And I actually did the numbers. If I had even waited till when silver got to 115, the problem was gold by then also shot up and was like 5,600. So it would have been pretty much a wash. So turns out I didn't do it too soon.
Nope.
And now that silver's down is it still in the 70s?
Well, the important thing is that the gold silver ratio when you did it was probably just under 50, and now it's like 65-ish or so.
Exactly. I did it the first day it hit 49.
Yeah.
And
that was good.
Like you said, yeah, now it's 60. So I did it at a good time.
Really good time. Good morning, Wendy Ma Coins. Good morning, AZ Coins. Okay, I've had Mr. Palladino on here before. Sea Griller Stacker, tell us how you got into coin collecting.
I got into coin collecting when I was a little kid. Just like probably a lot of people, I started with the Lincoln Cents in a Whitman, and I did it with my dad.
Nice.
And he would, of course, let me go through his pocket change looking for pennies. And when I got a little older, I would take my allowance down to the bank and buy rolls. And once in a while, we'd go to a coin shop and I'd look for, the really hard ones I couldn't find.
Right.
And I really didn't do anything beyond pennies, like nickels or dimes, until I got a little older, and I got the idea Morgan dollars are pretty cool. But then I found out, man, that's taking up a lot of my allowance.
Right.
But the funny thing was, I did start a Whitman for the Morgans, and I did pretty good. I mean, I maybe filled a third or close to a half of the book. But then I got interested in girls and sports and other things, and kind of didn't really touch it. Once in a while, my dad would, you know, say, "Hey, I found this or I did that," and we'd go through our collection. But it was primarily by then; it was mostly his.
Right.
And then, yeah, I mean, life went on, and unfortunately, when my dad passed away, I found out he'd pretty much been collecting odds and ends all along that I didn't
Oh,
know about. But of course, I inherited that. Um, and then I was going through my Morgan Dollar Whitman, and that really got me going again. So I started collecting Morgans, again. And I started building my collection slowly but surely. And by the time I think we met, I pretty much built up a pretty nice collection. But I wasn't focused on, a lot of people focused on bullion. I stacked for a little while, but, that was kind of boring. So now the main part of my collection is, and I'm into history, so a lot of my collection is based around the history behind the coins and things like that. So
that's cool. See, you were talking about the stacking being boring. Uh, I, I was little. My grandfather had some coins that he had kept from his father, and he always showed them to me. And still to this day, I have no idea where those coins went after he passed. Uh, but the only thing that I got from my grandfather was his guitar. It's a 1939 Rex Playboy, original case and everything. But I wanted the coins, and no one could tell me where the coins went. And then that's when I got back into it. I was 7, 8 years old. He showed me some coins. I was like, that's cool. Then, like you, girls and sports. Mine was sports first because I was such a big kid. You got to play football. You're tall. You got to play basketball. You got to play baseball because you're strong. You got to do this. You got to do that. Got to do this. Well, and then came the girls. And then after high school came the real world. But I was making good money. So I got into stacking. But I was stacking strictly gold. So I would get paid and go buy some gold. And then when I got an ounce, I would trade up to an actual ounce. And then I got to where I could buy just an ounce at a time because it was cheap. It was like $800 an ounce, you know? And that was like half a payday for me. And I was single, didn't have anything else to pay for other than bills and gold. And then it's like it wasn't a hunt like the coin collecting I used to do. It was just, okay, I want that here. Yeah, I've got it now. There it sits right there. I didn't have to go and search for it. I didn't have to hunt for it. I didn't have to look through a roll for it. I didn't have to go to this coin shop, this coin shop, this coin shop. Hey, can you get a hold of one of these? Can you get a hold of one of those? I didn't have to do any of that. So when I finally had to, I got rid of all my gold. And then I focused strictly on small collecting and I started over. And that's when I started with Zoey when she was about 5, 6 years old. Started with the Lincoln Cents and a Whitman. And now she's the Benji queen. She's moved on from
That's,
Lincoln Cents
she
already.
sure is. I mean, that album, that video. I mean, folks haven't watched that video. You got to watch that video. That's a culmination of a lot of work, and that album looks really nice. That Benji album.
About 5 years ago. What year did you guys go to Cincinnati? 2021? End of 2021, they went to Cincinnati for 2 years. So it was 2019 or 2020 when she said she wanted to put together a Benji book because she had 4 or 5 at the time and she wanted to make a complete book. So I got her a Whitman thinking she's going to plug in these 4 or 5 and that's going to be the end of it. No, people started sending her Benji. She started getting a hold of my trading partners and trading stuff for Benjis. And I'm like, okay. So along came the Benji book from Teacher 13. I thought I seen him in here from Teacher 1388 and a couple Benjis. And then she just took off from there. And UNC Griller picked her up a couple at a show that you guys went to together. And yeah. And then here, I guess 2 months ago, Teacher 1388 sent her final one, the 54 San Francisco that she needed. And it still tickles me. He's like, you can replace it with a better one because this one's not in that good a condition. And I'm thinking it's going to tickle her to death that not only is she filling that hole in her book, that's the last one. And then when I got it, this thing's a grader. It's a 64 easy. It's like one little hair away from full bells, full lines on top and bottom. And I'm thinking, what do you mean replace it with what? They don't make an MS-70 Benji. I've never seen one. So there's in the raw anyway. There's no.
I'm sure San Francisco did.
Oh, you think? I don't know. This one's a 54S and it's flawed. So, and it came from the San Francisco.
Hey, Tiny, did you see Silver Gator in the chat? What he did yesterday? What he managed to do?
Traded the quarters he bought yesterday for some silver, $550 worth.
Wow.
Did you guys pick up any quarters yesterday?
No.
Yeah,
no.
I got in the mint like 9:02 my time, which is 12:02, and they were sold out.
I must have been one of the first ones in. I got 3 sets.
Oh, good for you.
For Scott S.
I went in. I wasn't going in. I'm not doing business with the mint, but I went in for to see if I could get them for Parvees who asked me to do it.
Oh, okay.
I felt bad because I couldn't get them any, but yeah, they went quick. But you knew they would.
Oh yeah. Everyone was saying, oh, they're going to be gone in an hour, and I was thinking like 20 minutes, 2 minutes. They went quicker than what the Maya Angelou quarters went.
Yeah.
So here's a question: Do you think that every one of the quarter issues are going to be the same? They're going to go the same way. Like I want to get the Revolutionary War quarter because I like the dual coin holders. I want to put it with a drummer boy. But I'm wondering if every quarter issue this year is gonna sell out like that.
I would think.
I would think they would, maybe not as fast as the first, because we're all collectors. The first and the last. You want the first year issue, you want the last year issue. The ones that fall in between, but then again, they may be popular because it's not another coin program. It's not another series. These are all 1 year issues.
Yeah.
But there's 5 different 1 year issues. Like they did the Washington crossing the Delaware 1 year issue. And I'm surprised it's not more popular than what it is. But people are like, oh, it looks like he's fishing. It looks goofy. It looks funny. It's a 1 year issue.
Yeah. I managed to get a subscription for the $50 for the roll. Yeah, I managed to get a subscription for that because that's the one that I want to collect. I want to actually.
What's on the $50 again?
It's the Liberty, It's sort of a new depiction of liberty, sort of a 3/4 view.
Okay, yeah, I remember now. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, I
I'm
can't
going to
wait.
try to get those rolls. I'm going to try to get those rolls.
I
I'd like to get the Jefferson quarter,
yeah,
but I agree with coin stuff. I like the Revolutionary one too.
yeah. I mean, I love the dime. I'm not a dime collector because they're too small for me to see. I mean, I love them, but it's like I like looking at the fine stuff.
Right.
But this dime that's out, I can't wait to start pulling those out of change because I will. I'll start pulling them out of change.
Lala said she wants to start using more cash to get away from the cards because of, I don't know how it is around where you guys are in bigger cities than, Podunk here. But cards are getting hacked like crazy around here. And you'll check the thing for a skimmer, but they get a hold of your information somehow, some way. So we're going to start using cash more. And pocket change guy here. And I'm thinking, oh yes, honey. Oh, that's what we need to do. We need to start using more cash. We need
Mhm.
to take
Yeah,
those cards, throw them away. I'll give you all the cash out of the bank you want. Just let's do that. So I've already told her every 2026 that comes through our change is going into a tube. Every one of them. Hey, it's Friday.
Mhm.
Good morning, everyone. Someone and anyone. Good morning, Mr. Scott S. Good to see you, buddy.
Mr.
Morning.
Pintoff commented earlier about timing for gold to silver, um, and he's right. It was all time. It was pure luck for me. Um, Everybody I talked to said, "No, you went too soon. You should have waited." Silver was going up like a rocket, and 92 was not going to be the bottom. But I got anxious and wanted to do it anyway.
Well, it
And it
wasn't going
just
to be.
turns out that I lucked out. But
You hit the sweet spot. You hit the sweet spot's what you did.
if gold had stayed at 46 for much longer, then I would have pulled the trigger too soon. But it just happened that gold shot up. I bought it at 46, and like within a few days, it was up to 48. And then by the time silver was like I said, around 115, gold had shot up to 56. Um, Now gold's come back down. I think it was at 48 the last time I saw it. But the fact that silver's down in the 70s again, it was just pure luck on my part.
Did you do your trade at Harry's shop?
I did, and
Right on.
Harry's is a shop here in Portland, and he's pretty big. In fact, he's probably the biggest one around town. Um, Silver Dragons does a lot of videos in his shop, um, but he's the nicest guy in the world, and he will, if you ask him a question, he'll give you his honest opinion, and is very cordial and knowledgeable about coins.
He's working up for a better trade next time because Harry's watching this. Is what he's doing. He's watching. He's
Well,
going to show this to me
actually,
because I talked you up. I
what
talked you
Harry
up on
has
this
for
live stream.
philosophy is they were buying like 90%, and of course, 3/9's fine silver all along, even when the smaller dealers around them would close up or stop buying like at noon. And
Hmm.
his reasoning was, we sold a lot of these coins to you to begin with. We should at least provide you an outlet to come back and sell them, which is
Very
smart
good business.
because now, like now that silver's down in the 70s, I'm sure people are flooding the store to buy it, and they're going to his store. Why would I go to the store that wouldn't buy mine? Why should I buy theirs?
Right. Makes sense to me. If they
No,
have they been,
luck.
has he been in business a while?
Yeah, I want to say like maybe 20 years, maybe 25.
I bet I
My
know where he got.
my
I know.
daughter moved to
I bet I know
Portland
where he got
about
his airtight business.
yeah. My daughter got I went to Portland about 6 years ago, and the first year I came up to visit her, she wanted to go around coin stores with me, and just by luck we happened into Harry's, and I told her then, "Oh, this guy's going to do good. This guy's a good
Yeah.
coin dealer." And that was before Silver Dragon started filming in the shop, so he was just probably only known around the Portland area. But even Coin Stuff I Like knew who Harry was. When he came to visit, we went to Harry's. Uh,
Nice. I bet I know where he got his airtight business from.
yeah, where's that?
There's somebody that comes in this chat that was the northwestern airtight distributor who got the airtights to the Northwest. He was the man. He had like bukus of dealers underneath him, and he dealt directly with airtight before they went, strictly online business.
Uh huh.
But he was the guy that would actually go in the shop and show them what he had and fill their orders and everything.
Wouldn't that have been a fun job? Just
Oh
drive
yeah.
around 3 or 4 states and go to every coin shop.
Oh yeah. That's
That,
kind of what you guys do now, isn't it?
of
Drive
course,
around to
of
different
course, the
states.
problem with me is my whole salary would have went to buying coins.
Right.
Sorry, honey, we didn't make any money this week. Top
Right.
bombing again.
Sounds
But I got
absolutely
this
fantastic.
Morgan that's really cool.
Yeah, it's graded and everything. Look. How's that putting food on the table? Well, I bought the ramen on the way home. So it kind of did.
I've had the good fortune. I visited Coin Stuff I Like at his house. And, a lot of people here know about his Ike collection and his Carson City obsession.
Mhm.
But he's got a super nice collection.
Nice.
Really nice.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. And I was very. Don't let him know. Is he here again? Oh, he is here. I was going to say I was very impressed, but not so much.
Yeah,
Now,
Not so much.
his wife and dog are great.
yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
His wife,
They
the wife and dog.
redeem all my poor qualities,
Yeah. Coin Stuff I Like definitely married up.
I did. Well, I married down because she's shorter than I am, but I always say
I
she
hit
married.
him.
I always say she married up, but only in size. No, I married. Be 21 years in May. Best decision I ever made in my life.
Well, that makes 3 of us. I certainly married out of my league.
Oh yeah. Oh, I for sure did. She she's well, you've met her.
Yeah.
She's the calm, laid back, sweet, innocent little thing, and then Zoe's got a little bit of me in her where she's nice and sweet and innocent, but she's also got that mouth on her. And me, I'm just look over here, I'm the outgoing, outspoken, clown of the bunch.
Yep.
But people like when she was at Ronald McDonald House for those 2 years, well, for 9 months without me. When she came home and kidnapped me, and the next day I was in Cincinnati I was on a live stream. She came home. The next day I was in Cincinnati on the live stream. That's how quick it was.
Wow.
And I was at the Ronald McDonald House. And when I started meeting these friends that she had met, all these other long-term families that had been there for 9 months, they're like, you're absolutely nothing I imagined as her husband. And I'm like, I don't know if I should be offended or what. We just we were picturing this quiet guy that just laid back like her. I was like, no, hell no. You don't get nothing done if you're quiet. I learned that a long time ago. If if I'm in a group of people and somebody's upset, I'm going to make you happy. I'm going to make you smile before I walk away. I'm going to get along with you. I'm going to make you get along with me, and you're going
Well,
to be happy
you
when you
definitely
leave.
have one of those personalities. It's infectious. You know,
Oh,
talk to
I
you for a
appreciate
minute
that.
or two, and you can't help but be happy.
I can't. I'm rarely ever serious. Now, if I'm going to be serious, I'll say I'm going to be serious for a second, so you know I'm not messing, so you know I'm not joking because I joke a lot. Excuse me, but yeah, life is too short to be in a shell and under a rock. You got to get out there. You got to talk to people. You got to meet people. You got to do it. I mean, be happy. That's all I. That's just be happy. Make other people happy. Like Bassman says, do something for them. Make you wonder what they're doing. Make you wonder what you're up to. If I go into a point of the matter, yesterday I went to the post office. Uh, went to the post office. This little old lady was walking out. I mean, she's literally this. She come up to here on me. I opened up the door. I seen her coming as I was walking in the door, and I said, oh, "Wait a minute, let me get that for you." And she was kind of like hesitant, putting her foot at the step because there was salt on there, and the salt was kind of slick. So I held her hand down the stairs. She thanked me. I thanked her. Told her have a good day. We went to Dollar General after we went to the post office. Rounded a corner, and there this little old lady stood. And she got so excited to see me, ran up and give me a hug. She goes, I want to thank you. You made my day by helping me down them stairs. She said, my name's Lily. They call me Lily of the Valley. I was like, well, I'm going to call you Little Lily. And that just tickled her to death. But when she was walking out of that post office, she looked like somebody had stepped on her toe. She was so upset, it looked like. But to see her so happy, the next time I seen her and see her smiling, that's all. That's good enough for me. I just want to make people happy. Little Baba sitting on me. Nice.
Tiny, you mentioned Coin Stuff, and I sent Zoe a couple Benjis. That was actually, we bought those at the Reno Coin Show. Um, and that's when we went to visit Steve and his wife um, in obviously Nevada.
Mm-hmm.
But we wouldn't have met if it wasn't for this live stream. In fact,
Correct.
Coin Stuff and his wife had business down in my part of town in California
Right.
originally, and we met and went to a coin show there, and that's when we first met. Um, and
Very
again,
cool.
his wife, it was so nice. My wife and I decided, well, we'll go visit them in Reno. We'll just have to suffer through the fact that Coin Stuff I like is there too.
Yeah.
Right.
But
Right.
That show's
speaking
coming.
of,
I hope you guys are planning on coming down for that.
I was going to say, speaking of which, are you guys going to be in town in July?
We'll make sure. I got to double check the calendar, of course, because I don't keep the calendar,
Of
but
course not. Yeah.
but
Oh,
but but
a
I
man
think
keep a calendar? What are you talking about? A man keeping a calendar?
yeah. So,
Anyway,
but yeah, no, I'm looking forward to making that happen. Making that
Yeah,
happen.
you got to make sure that the Carson City Museum's going to let me back in.
No, no, Tiny. He's banned from the Carson City Mint. He's banned. His picture's up there.
Yeah, my picture's up there putting a
apprehend.
penny in the penny machine.
Uh,
No, I tease Coin Stuff a lot about his uh, obsession with the Carson City Mint, but it actually is really cool. I mean, talk about history. You walk into that building, you can just feel it. And and then they have almost every coin they ever minted on the wall. And yeah, it's special. It's
Yeah, that thing that on the wall behind in the cage in that little room look as everything all but two coins ever minted there at the Carson City Mint in the minting room.
I'm surprised I didn't get the other two. Are they? I mean, do they still exist somewhere?
There's only one. Each of them are n equals one, and
Huh.
they're in private collection. So Carson City Mint, the
Does
old
anybody know who? I
museum.
mean, I'm sure somebody does, but do
I,
they
I'm
know?
sure they do. I'm sure they know and probably say, "Hey, we'd love to acquire it," but
Yeah.
it's you know half of Nevada state budget now, probably.
Oh,
But
they just come to you.
when I bring folks to the Mint, I'm eager to take them to the men's bathroom, and people go, "What is wrong with you, man?" I go, "Well, you got to come in the men's bathroom because the whole Mint building has been redesigned for modern use, but in the men's bathroom on the second floor is one of the original vaults, and with the common with the the lock and the combination, the whole thing is still there in the men's bathroom. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I
Did
think
we
they have
lose Tiny here? I
what's that?
think we
Yeah,
lost Tiny.
it looks like Tiny is no connection offline.
Huh.
So hey, we got the show.
That's right. I was going to say, okay, finally the right guys are taking over. So, does anybody have any questions for coin stuff? We talked about me a little bit. How'd you get going in coin collecting, Steve?
Uh, well, I always say, it started with my grandfather giving me an Ike dollar in 1971, but before that, and he was a stamp collector when he was a kid, so I sort of acquired. I used to fiddle around with his stamp collection. I sort of got into collecting that way. But on one of your recent videos, an old memory popped up, and I remember trading some baseball cards for coins. One of our neighbors, hey, there he's back.
Yay!
So one of our
New computer, old internet just says, I'm done. I don't
uh,
know what's going on. I'm back though. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, so
so,
you're trading your baseball cards for coins?
well, one of the neighbor kids, back in those days, everybody here knows how it was back in those days. You just went out in the morning and you didn't come back until dinner. And then once dinner was done, you went back out for another few hours until it got dark. And
Yep.
anyway, so one of the neighbor kids, I guess his uncle gave him some steel cents and buffalo nickels, some stuff that the uncle gave to him. And he showed me, and I said, "Hey, you want to trade? I'll trade you like a Willie McCovey card for that." And he
Nice.
goes, "Oh, okay, okay." So I traded him, and not long after that, the uncle came knocking on our door and says, "Yeah, we got to reverse that trade."
So,
Those are meant
so,
for him.
so what we've gathered from it is Mr. Palladino scamming little kids out of their coins. We got that. Okay. It's
Yeah.
bad enough to see Griller Stacker saying that I'm stealing Zoe's coins. Now
Well,
we've got one scamming little kids out of coin. Oh, that's
I was
fine.
11 years old at the time, so come on
I know. I'm just
now.
Yeah, you remember? I think it was Tops. One year there were coins in not United States coins, but baseball coins in
Yeah.
their
80,
baseball pack.
87,
Okay,
1987. I have the whole set.
Oh, you do? Wow.
Mhm.
yeah. So I started collecting those, but there were a dozen or so that I just couldn't find. And it turns out one day my parents went to visit some friends that lived in a few towns over, and their kids and I were talking about it, and they said, "Oh yeah, we got a bunch, but there's some we can't find." They bring out theirs, and they had a double of everything I was looking for, and of course I had doubles of everything they were looking for. So we made the trade.
Nice.
And I held on to I had the whole set, like you, Tiny. I had the whole set, and I put them in one of those old margarine tubs, like
Uh-oh.
you
Yeah,
know,
the butter
and,
bowl.
yeah. And I went off to college, and I came back one summer, and I don't even know why, because they were everything I owned, but then was in the garage, and I went to look for them for some reason. I don't even know why, and I couldn't find him. So I finally asked my mom, "What happened? Did you remember seeing?" "Oh yeah, we gave it to so and so to sell in their garage sale, along
Oh,
with a bunch of your other toys." And I never forgave my because I was convinced she just gave away $1 million. I was like, "You just ruined my whole future." Hey, that was my retirement plan.
Yeah.
right.
And
I
then I finally got a hair one day and Googled, like on eBay or wherever, and the whole sets were selling for like $75 or something. But
Yeah.
but yeah, I was devastated. I'm like, "You got to be kidding!" But it was all the time I invested in collecting that. But that was half the fun. Like coin stuff. Like I said, I collected baseball cards. I collected those. I was collecting Morgan dollars by then, but they were expensive. But it's like you said, Tony. It's the hunt. That
It's the
was the fun
hunt.
part. It was the hunt. It was the fun of finding that one you've been looking for months. And you just happen to just stumble across it.
And it was the same when we were collecting cards too. You get packs if you were, like, get the packs, they say it was for the bubble gum and the cards were free. No, kids were looking for those cards too.
Oh yeah,
But, hunting through packs, I remember going to the baseball card shop with my allowance, and I was always strictly Yankees baseball cards and Chicago Bulls and Warriors basketball cards. Those are all I wanted. But I kept everything that I got. Uh, and it was the hunt. I would put together a set every year. Like I wouldn't just go out and buy like one of the tops sets or one of like the uh, upper deck sets. No, I wanted to put my own set together through packs and stuff. That's the
yeah,
way I did it. But yeah, the hunt is what is fun. Even to this day, like I've got 6 guys that I usually trade with. Now I've worked to trade with uh, coin stuff I like over here, but there's 6 diehard guys that I have that live out west, like Oklahoma, North, South Dakota areas that ones in Chicago that I deal with, and I've been trading with them for probably 20 years. And if they can't find it, I don't think they make it. You know what I mean? They're that good at finding what I'm looking for. But I haven't done anything in a long time.
yeah. I haven't seen, but if Scott S is in the chat, Scott used to put his baseball cards in his bicycle spokes. A lot of
Oh
kids used to
yeah.
do that. Um, but I've got some advice for if there's any young kids out there who collect their cards. Don't do what I did and put a rubber band around a stack of them,
Oh,
throw them in your shoebox. Because if you go back many years later, you're going to find out that top and bottom card will have remnants of the rubber band, and you can't get it off.
and creases and little dents
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
sides of them. Yep. Where are
yeah.
they at? I've got a big
you know
stack
there's
for Mr. Kevin here somewhere.
back in the day, there'd be a neighbor kid said, "Hey, I just got a Willie Mays card down at the market, in one of my packs,"
Yeah,
and then we
Oh,
we just all
it
go to the
just
store and
swarm the
buy.
store.
Oh yeah, well, it's sort of the same thing with coin roll hunting now. If if there's a box that was a hot box, you want to get back and get another hot box.
right.
Exactly.
But yeah, it's they, someone a kid get a desirable card, and it's all of a sudden the market is just all these kids coming in. We're buying you out.
Buying you out.
Yep. Well, Parviz told us the other day that he buys a bunch of coin rolls looking for W quarters, and he couldn't find one save his life. And then he goes to Dunkin' Donuts one morning and gets two of them in his pocket change. I told him I would have turned right around and asked to buy all the quarters they had in the cash register,
Right.
because obviously they got a roll, at least one.
Mr. Bert Simmons hunts boxes upon. He has over 350 W's.
Wow.
That's amazing.
He still box hunts for them W's.
Yeah, that's how many I got right there.
Good morning,
Big Zippo.
Vienna. Good morning. Welcome. See Mr. Chad Wolferschlagerstein Hassenberger Dorf in there. My uncle left me a coin and stamp collection, lots of Morgan and Peace and lots of foreign coins when I was 50 years old. Nice.
Tiny
got
knows my dad and my uncle collected stamps when they were kids, and I never knew about it till after my father passed away, and he had their collection in the closet. And so I was never a stamp collector, so I thought it was cool, and of course it's sentimental. But I basically just put it in my closet and never thought about it. And Tiny, I forget what prompted Tiny. I think I told Tiny about it or something. So then I had to start going and looking on the internet to fill the holes in my stamp collection. I had to
My
start
fault.
organizing it.
My fault.
Yeah,
I did a video. With stamps in it.
yeah,
It was a coin. It was a coin and stamp set. And you said, "Thanks, Tiny. Now I'm getting out my stamps."
yeah. Well, what I found out is I looked at the collection a little bit closer. They had a ton of foreign stamps, which are cool to look at, but they meant really nothing to me. But they also had a collection of United States stamps that basically were telling the history of the United States. And like, okay,
Nice.
now that's the same thing with coins. That's what got me interested in it, because I'm all about the history.
Big history guy. Big history guy right there, folks. Yep. I mean, that's his catchphrase, history through coinage. I think that's awesome.
my about 5 years ago, my great uncle passed, and I was given his Indian head cent collection. That, I mean, he just pulled these things out of circulation back when he was younger, and just had them in bags, just all these coins.
Hmm.
So I organized them, and I says, my goodness, he's got a near complete set. He was missing two.
Oh,
Uh,
wow.
two dates, and I filled those dates. I took all the best ones because he had a lot of duplicates. I took those. I contacted Annex, and I says, "Hey, can you put Arthur J. Sullivan collection on the label?" And they said, "Yeah, we can do that for you." So I sent in his whole collection plus the two that I got, and completed his set. And now I have a complete set. They're not great. They're, some of them are details, mostly low grade stuff, but it's sort of a history thing in terms of close personal history. To
That
be
is
able,
awesome.
yeah, to be able to be the
And that's
caretaker of that
that's my
collection.
point too. Nowadays, they don't have to be MS-65s.
I agree.
That's not the point. It's not how much it's worth. It's worth the. It's priceless to you. You know that is just cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah,
I think that's amazing.
yeah. I agree. The older the older the day, the more that you want a heavily circulated coin, because of that history behind it. At least for me.
Totally agree.
Yeah,
It had a life. It
Right.
yeah,
didn't sit in somebody's drawer for 100 years. It
Right.
actually made it into the world, and God only knows whose pocket it made it into.
Me and Bassman sit and we'll be looking through coins in the back like we do, and he'll put something up there and it's like just so like a cent. You just can't even hard you. Everybody's seen that cent. You just can't tell. You know it's a cent from the rim. You can see the color of it. You can tell it's a copper, but you can't tell what date, what's gone. You can barely see any detail to it at all. And we're like, okay, has it been buried? No, it hasn't been buried because it's not as grimy as or pitted as a buried coin. Has
mhm,
it been skipped across the parking lot? No, not quite skipped across the parking lot, but it's seen it's seen some stuff. You know what I'm saying? And then we're like, just think of everything this is bought. Because it's a copper, so just think of every pocket this has been in. Where's it been? Could it have been in somebody's pocket you already know? It's just the history of coins is absolutely amazing. I don't want perfect coins. I've never wanted perfect coins. The most perfect coins I have, to me, is that proof 6976 set from PCGS. That's the most perfect coins I personally ever wanted to get. I don't want 70. Shiny stuff scares me. I don't.
Yeah, that's why I throw it on the desk. Got to get a little aging
Yeah.
on it.
yeah.
I'm gonna mute him now. I'm muting.
My Ike collection is at one point in time it was like top five in the registry, PCGS registry, and then
Nice.
well, yeah, but then they started, people started getting 70s on their proofs, and I my belief is there's no such thing as a 70 Ike proof. You know, there's always something. There's some little dot or something like that. And you look at some of the 70s, and they're overgraded. And yet people are buying them for thousands of dollars to have them in the registry to get those points. And I've sort of said, no, I'm drawing the line there. 69 is the highest I'm going to go. I'm not going to get 70s. And so gradually, my position on the registry goes down, at least on the proof side.
Coin stuff I
You're
like is
still there.
his Ike collection is awesome, and he's pretty big time in the Ike collectors world. He's written
Oh
uh,
yes.
he's written on it, and if you ever watched any of his videos, he knows everything about Ike dollars. He knows stuff that you know I watch those videos and I go, I never even thought to look at that. It's just an eye, for God's sakes.
Yeah, I
Did you
I
hear what he said? Did you hear the blasphemy just come out of his mouth? It's only an Ike dollar. Why?
well, my belief is I dollars are a great place. There's a smoothie going on in the background. I don't know if you can hear it, but they're a great place to start really learning about coins because there's so many. They're rushing to make such high volumes of them. There's double dies, there's RPMs, there's everything that happens in the larger coin world happened in that Ike series. And you could, when we do our challenge, we'll probably pull out stuff and oh my gosh, look at that. There's doubling on this one because almost every Ike has something to be found on it, almost. Yeah, because they're pushing such high volumes. Just stuff happened in that period. Plus, it's the first time they made a large dollar in whatever 35 years or so.
Right.
Other than that,
It's the last
the
large
last
dollar
one
made.
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's a
And
good
a
starter place.
relatively short series, 71 to 78. I mean,
Yeah. So that's why I say it's a short series. It's not like collecting a Morgan series, which is bigger and more costly, and it has a lot of interesting things. That it's a nice rabbit hole to fall into, in my opinion.
Well,
It's
the
just
great thing about that is, as a young person, you can get a whole more Ike collection together, relatively inexpensive, and then it allows you to grow into it as you get more into it, finding all the different varieties. But
yeah,
you can fill the Ike book pretty quick for not a lot of money and get your foot in the door.
yep,
Uh, and you can't say that about a lot of uh, the other variety of coins. And that's why Zoe's collection is pretty impressive. You know, other than the Ike dollars, I think that Franklin has probably one of the easier collections to complete because they really don't have any holy grail coins
right.
uh, to fill. Um, and then, like I know Zoe's already doing, once you have that collection already put together, then you start upgrading. You start going through, and as you find better condition dates than you already have, you just swap them out, and eventually, you know, and the great thing about that is you can spend years doing that, and it's a lot of fun. You
Yep.
know?
That's her plan. Uh, and what I'm going to do. See, Gorilla Stacker will love this one. Well, no, no, no. Let me rephrase that before you start on the taking Zoe's coins. Okay. Zoe has told me once she replaces one, if she has another double, one will work its way into my book that I started because I'm trying to put together a Benji collection, a
yeah, we
Benji
need
stack
that in
too.
writing. We need that in writing.
Right?
Yeah, that has to have some documentation.
Notary and everything
Yeah,
sworn under oath.
notary. Yeah, notary. And I'd like to just fly to West Virginia and actually see her sign it
Right?
personally.
Don't trust my notary, huh?
Well, there's a video there, Tiny. You just have a signing video.
I
Yeah,
could do that.
there you go.
Yep.
But speaking of Zoe's collection and that, that's one of the things that I really admire about you, Tiny, is you're doing it with Zoe, and that's what's special. That Benji collection will always reflect the time that you and Zoe spent together on it. And you can't buy that. I don't care how much silver goes up in price and those Benjis, become more and more valuable. It'll never replace the value of you and Zoe doing it together.
Yeah,
Absolutely. As
I,
soon as
that,
she got excited about, uh, as soon as she got excited about watching me go through rolls of Lincoln cents, because I told her, I said, we could look at all the years. We could put all the years together. We could put all the, this is a mint mark. this means it's from Denver. The ones with nothing on them mean they were from Philadelphia. Well, then why don't they put Philadelphia on them? That's a good question. Well, in 2017, she got excited because the only one with a Philadelphia mint mark, we're keeping them all. And I'm like, yes, we are. So I keep all those too. But and then once she seen Benji, okay, I let it out of the bag. She goes, it kind of looks like you when you turn sideways. Because at that time I was like 420 pounds and very bald. And I had long hair. So she goes, I like these. And it was just an offhand comment. I like these. And then I was, later on, she goes, where did all those big bald guys go? That's what she called them, the big bald guys. I was like, what are you talking about? She goes, the ones, the silver $50, the big bald guy. I said, that's a Benjamin Franklin $50. Yes, the Franklin $50. Where are those at? I want to look at those. And then that's where it started. I'm keeping these with me. I'm like, okay, so every Benji I got from then on just went to her.
Good for her.
So,
Yep.
see, Griller, I don't know if you caught it in the last Benji going into the book video.
Yeah.
Towards the end of it, Tiny goes, "Our collection."
Yeah, I did catch that.
And Zoe goes, "What do you mean our collection?"
Exactly.
That was great. It made me laugh.
Yeah, that
Yep,
was funny.
she knows all this is hers anyway. She even lays claim to all the bicentennial stuff, which I threatened to take it with me. I want to take it with me, but can't do that. So she'll
Can't
get it
take it
all
with you,
anyway.
Tiny. Can't take it with you.
I actually found a place that would let me. Seriously, but
Actually, Coin Stuff I Like has a great idea. He tells his heirs what to do with his collection after he's gone, and send it to Heritage. Is that what you said?
Great collections. I fill out the ones that I just fill out the submission form.
Yeah.
You just get the form, fill it out, and just say, "Hey, look, just send these coins, and this submission form into Great Collection," and then they're going to send you a check. That's as simple as at least the ones that are worthy of Great Collection, auctions.
nice. I've seen some Zoe Strongs in there. Thank you guys.
Yeah.
See Miss Amy, Miss Wendy for sure. Sorry I haven't went with a chat. I just haven't talked to my two buddies here in a while live anyway. Talked to them on chat or text and stuff and emails and stuff.
That's why I
Yep.
just realized this is why I don't do live streams. I can't follow the chat and talk at the same time. Yeah, so
There's been some great stories in the chat this morning. I mean, collections inherited and
Mm-hmm.
flip. I love the flipping the quarters yesterday for a nice handy profit. Now there's been some great stories in that chat today.
Morning, John Jacobs. Started with Lincoln. Like most kids want to think back to those days. 09 SVDB was 50 years young. I found 2 in pocket change, the highlight of my youth.
Wow, that's pretty awesome.
Best thing I ever found in my pocket change was probably that I found that W in a roll the other day, but that 32 Washington. It was blast white. I mean, nothing wrong. I could have got it graded, and now it's in that the president's wall hanger, and it's completely rainbow toned all the way around it from the hanger.
Mr. Pintoff, you say you have 2 09S VDBs? I think you should send me one, just out of courtesy.
Just one. I mean,
Yeah, just one. That's all.
it's not asking for all.
I don't want
of them.
both. Send me the one that's the least, that has the most circulated. Yeah.
least desirable one.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Just whichever one when you look at him go,
Yeah.
send the to him. That's
That
what
was
you need.
probably the way it was meant to be way back in the beginning. You know,
Right.
you didn't know it then, but this one's for me and this one's for seed grower.
It's been that way forever. You just never knew it. Yucky Tennessee. All righty, gentlemen. We're at overtime. Well, let's let these folks get out of here. You guys stick around for after the show. I want to talk to you guys for a little bit, if that's all right.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, sure thing.
Sunflower strong.
Sunflower strong. He's talking about the thumbnail. I did that for Zoey. I'm into trucks and stuff, and she seen that the other day and she liked it. She goes, "Oh, cool! Look, sunflowers. Oh, and look, Daddy, a truck." So I had to make it into a thumbnail. All righty, gentlemen, you guys got anything you want to say before we head out of here?
Well, I'll just tell my tagline. Yes, coin collecting can be fun, but if you're not careful, you might just learn something.
Yeah, I mess my outro all the time, so I'm not going to even do it. But I want to say it's a privilege to be on with you, but it's also a privilege to be in the chat with these folks that are in the chat, because it's just good times. It's good times 3 times a week. So
I
thank you.
agree. There's a lot of good people in this chat.
There are.
A lot of
I
good people.
appreciate that. I appreciate
Well,
that.
not you, Tony.
Not me. I'm not. Not me. All righty, you guys have a good weekend. I see you there, Mr. Scott S. Zoey Strong, and everybody I missed. I love each and every one of you, and I hope this finds you guys safe and healthy. I mean that. Hear me, Bass Man? Healthy. You guys don't forget to check that pocket change, because